Welcome, folks, to the usual final summary of this amazing series about Denmark. Have a glorious day. I'm Lawrence from Italy, and my goal is to show you beautiful places around the world through my curious human perspective. If you enjoy this kind of content, give it a like and subscribe. It really helps this project grow. So, let's set off together on this fantastic trip to Copenhagen. After visiting Stockholm and Oslo, it felt like the natural next step. I have such a deep love for Northern Europe. It's so well organized, yet the people, though a bit shy at first, have such a warm spirit. In Copenhagen I met so many kind and genuine souls through the city. They weren't always talkative, but their intelligent, sincere gaze said more than words ever could. Sometimes you don't need to say nothing to communicate, and maybe that's why I felt so in tune with these new friends. But alright, you probably clicked here to find out what to do in Copenhagen in 5 days, so let's dive in. On the first day I began by exploring the heart of the city, starting from the town hall square, walking through the main street, with a name I still can't pronounce, all the way to the famous round tower, which is really worth visiting, especially for the view from the top. Inside there was a fascinating exhibition on climate change, featuring eerie and beautiful ceramic creatures, pottery monsters that were as strange as they were striking. I spent the afternoon wandering around the stunning botanical garden, truly a peaceful and enchanting spot with all these statues about Greek mythology. The Natural History Museum nearby also captured my curiosity and stole a couple of hours. It was interesting, but the highlight of the day was definitely the butterfly experience. You step into this lush tropical greenhouse and suddenly you are surrounded by colored butterflies, some of them as wide as 10 centimeters, fluttering graceful around you. It was magical. The second day was less documented by the fearless eye of my camera, and that's because I was too enchanted to feel much. I'm going to explain. It all started with my morning coffee, which came with the boat ride weaving under the many bridges of Copenhagen. A small nimble boat carried us through the winding canals, even gliding by Christiania. It was peaceful, intimate, and just the right way to greet the city. But then, the afternoon, I completely lost track of time at the Danish National Museum. There was an interactive exhibition about Vikings, and it absolutely stole my heart. They gave you a pair of headphones, and through them a Volva and Norse series whispered the tale of Ragnarok. I went crazy with excitement. It was immersive, mysterious, and almost magical. So let's jump to the third day. My plan for the morning was to visit the famous Nyhavn district, but the lighting was terrible for photos, so I decided to head north instead. I made a few scenic stops, first the Royal Palace, then the majestic Frederick's Church, also known as the Marble Church. From there I wandered to the Citadel, where I finally met one of the Copenhagen's most iconic figures, the Little Mermaid. This delicate statue, small but captivating, was inspired by a dancer the sculptor once loved. The surrounding citadel, though still militarized, was stunning, a perfect escape into nature for a little while. I also made friends with this magpie who followed me around for a while. Later that day I returned to Nyhavn, and this time the light was perfect, the district shone in all its colorful splendor. I let myself get lost there for hours, capturing shots of the vibrant houses and, as every real photographer should do, chasing after people dressed in curious, fascinating ways. The last few days weren't focused on the city itself, but on Denmark beyond Copenhagen through two incredible bus tours. The first took me to the stunning Hamlet Castle in Helsingør, followed by a quick jump across the water to Sweden, where I explored the charming cities of Lund and Malmö. The second tour was all about Danish nature, starting with the forest tower at Camp Adventure, a spiraling wooden structure rising above the treetops, and ending at the breathtaking white cliffs of Mount Klint. Without a doubt, that was the most photogenic spot of the entire trip. If you want to dive deeper into those two journeys, I've made separate videos for both. Check the description below. Actually, I filmed almost everything I've talked about, so you might want to check the full playlist too. The next day it was time to come back home, and well, I actually struggled more than usual to find a bus or train to the airport. In the end I took the underground, but I had to walk about 20 minutes beforehand. I only found the right ticket by chance after asking a kind Danish local who helped me out. Small tip for fellow travelers: if you're heading to the airport by metro, you can get your ticket at 7-Eleven. Copenhagen is a strange and fascinating place. You can feel that it's a great northern capital, but unlike Oslo, it's not a warm refuge against the wild forces of nature, and it's not Stockholm either, that graceful ice-gazed queen with a soft, unexpected smile. No. Copenhagen is a king, crowned in golden branches, cloaked in fur, with a dark beard and a steady, practical hand. Kind, powerful and wise. It's like walking through the gardens of an imposing castle, elegant, measured, yet alive with wonder, and if you visit, don't worry, he will find a place for you in his kingdom too. And for me, it truly felt like coming home once again, a city where I felt safe, where life moves more slowly, where the sunlight feels like a blessing, where people understand you without speaking. A nod, a smile, a silent recognition of shared humanity. In the end, what else do we really need? Oh, and before leaving, I have other two places I can recommend to you if you are planning a trip to Copenhagen. The first one is the castle of Rosenborg, that is amazing, it's surrounded by a park, is in the area of the botanical garden, and you can also visit the inside. Then there are the Tivoli Gardens, that is an amusement park. You can spend whatever time you want there, is really famous actually in the area, so yeah, if you want to amuse yourself, I don't know, it's a great place. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, see you soon. Now there will be the summer break, 1 month of summer break, 1 month and a half. See you really soon with another amazing video. In the meantime, my friends, have a great summer, don't spend too much time on your phone, and as usual, cheers!